Years ago, I did a review on the Jaguar XJL portfolio executive package that I took delivery on in 2012. Now, every luxury car company out there has some kind of crossover that you can choose from. And technology has gotten sophisticated. It's gotten a little bit better. The cars are more able to watch around themselves, which is what brings me to Jaguar's first crossover and what's ultimately going to be a better seller than the XF and the XJ, the Jaguar F-Pace. Okay, so this is the Jaguar F-Pace. There have been people on my channel who constantly ask me, could you please do a review of the Jaguar F-Pace? So I figured this is my chance to do a review of the Jaguar F-Pace. Last time I did a Jaguar review is when we got a, a XJL 2012 Portfolio Edition. And some people keep asking about that car. No, we didn't get rid of it. What we did was we changed it from a lease to a finance. And as you know, the problem with a lot of these cars is they depreciate so ridiculously quickly that you end up with a situation where it doesn't make sense to trade a car in because you don't get as much back for it. And that's one of the problems that luxury cars tend to have. So I'll explain it like this, because there's some people who just don't understand the difference between leasing and financing. If you lease a car, what that means is that you probably drop about $3,500, maybe $5,000, maybe $7,000 down. And when you lease a car, basically what you're doing is you're avoiding depreciation. So what does that mean? That means that if you finance a car, let's say you buy a car $50,000, the moment you drive that car off the lot, it starts depreciating. When it starts depreciating, you can no longer sell it for anything near what you got it for. So $50,000 worth of car will quickly turn into 30 and quickly drop to like the 20s after about 30,000 miles once it's off warranty. Because the problem with luxury cars is once they're off warranty, they become increasingly expensive to repair. And I think most people who buy BMW or Mercedes already understand that. But when you lease a car, you drop $4,000 or $5,000, whatever it is. You pay off the taxes, whatever it is. And then you make your regular payments. But at the end of that lease, that car goes back. So what ends up happening is you avoid the depreciation, and whatever's left of that car at the end of the lease is now the problem of them, whoever them is, whether it's Mercedes, whether it's Jaguar, whatever. So that's basically that. So this is the F-Pace, and obviously, you know, I'm going to kind of do this in like a little speedy review fashion. But anyway, base price on one of these things is $50,100. This one right here has $350 design package, black design, $2,100 vision package for LED headlights, blind monitor, reverse traffic, etc., etc. $3,200 for the technology package, which obviously has the navigation system and whatnot. And then you have, Sirius XM package, satellite radio, blah, blah, blah. So when all is said and done, this comes out to $58,995. Anybody who watched my video on my Jeep SRT that I purchased knows that I paid, what was it? Because I think I looked at the sticker when I did my review, but I think you know that my Jeep SRT cost about $30,000 more than this thing. So this, once again, this was $58,995. So my Jeep SRT, if you buy a Jeep SRT and you get that Hemi V8, you're going to be paying $20,000 more. So this one right here it has an S on it, and this S model is, where's the sticker? This one started at $56,700, and when you add in all the nice stuff, it comes out to $68,560. Now $68,560 is about the MSRP on a Jeep SRT. Now when you start adding all that extra shit, it comes out to more. Because you got to remember, these wheels, now these are Pirelli wheels, because they love to sell these things with Pirelli P0s typically, or the SUV equivalent like the Scorpion Verdes and whatnot, all season, all-wheel drive performance tires. But basically, these things are still not as expensive as my Jeep SRT was. And some people are like, oh yeah, well, why you always talk about money? Why you always talk about money? It's because I get a lot of people asking me questions, like they're asking, oh, well, how much does a Jeep SRT cost per month? What do I think is better, a Jeep SRT or a Navigator or Escalade, blah, blah, blah. An Escalade is $90,000. And it, when all is said and done, taxes and everything, you're gonna pay close to $100,000 for an Escalade. So Escalade is almost twice as expensive as one of these things. Not almost twice as expensive. It's about $30,000 or $40,000 more. An Escalade costs more than a Jeep SRT. What else? No, so you have a white interior. They try to put a little bit of that wood there, but I'll tell you, one of the things that I do start to understand when you look at like these really fine luxury cars, I heard somebody say that when you put a technology system like a nav screen in one of these cars, what you're doing is you're dating the car. And I kind of understand it when they say that, because you know that nav screen really can't be changed. You can't really upgrade these screens. This is a relatively small screen when you compare it to what Mercedes is putting in their cars now. So yes, you kind of do date a car when you put a nav system in. But if the Jaguar XJL that we have, if we were to trade that in, then it's possible that I'd consider getting an F-Pace to trade that car in. It's possible. But, you know, we'll see what happens down the road. Because the thing, you already know me, the next car I'm getting is Jeep SRT Trackhawk. And I don't know when that's going to come out, but I'm going to be ready for it. So that's just me. But, you know, what's this gray one right here? See, they all have S all-wheel drive models. This is still a lot cheaper than a Maserati Levante, because they want like $120,000 for that Levante. That's a little too goddamn expensive. So this is the brown interior, lock button. And I showed you this at the car show. The windowsill has the power window button. And these are the seat controls. Now I want you to notice, in the Jaguar XJL, all of this stuff is chrome, and it looks really good. They got chrome buttons, but see, the problem is when you move into these crossovers and these SUVs, one thing I've noticed is there's a severe lack of materials in the crossovers and the SUVs. It's as if they feel that if they're making a crossover, they don't have to make it as luxurious as they would make a car. And some people don't even notice, but I have noticed that. The crossovers, it's like they put less expensive materials in. And I guess it's because they feel if the crossover is going to be rugged and you're going to be driving all terrain and in the snow and everything, I guess they feel that they just don't have to do it. So here's the back seat. With the seat all the way back, this is the back seat. My Jeep SRT has more back seat legroom. More back seat legroom. Now this has a power button right here, and that power button makes this seat go up and back, so you can recline. Now in my Jeep SRT, yes, you can recline the seat, so this is actually pretty good. Now, did this require a power recline button that only takes it about, what is that, about 25% back? Well, I really don't think it really required a power button, because in my Jeep I have a pull lever, and when you pull it, you can recline yourself way back. Like when I took that trip to Washington, you know, the people in back seat are reclining the hell out of themselves, and it was just a simple pull lever rather than a push button. But I mean, a push button's not bad. So this is the HVAC control for the back. That's the quad zone HVAC. See that? So you got heated seats in the back without cooled seats in the back. Why is it that you can't get heated and cooled seats in the back of the car unless you're paying for these ridiculous executive packages? By now, they should have heated and cooled seats all around. It's nice to have heated seats, but I want some cooling too, because you got to cool your ass. So you have the quad zone climate control here, as you can see, which mirrors what's up front. But there's not a lot of space in the back. And I didn't even sit in this car yet. Whoever sat in this car already reclined themselves back because of the headroom in the car. You could tell that maybe their head was rubbing up against the side. So they reclined themselves as far back as they could. They have the full Alcantara headliner. And Alcantara is like a synthetic suede. You know, they can put that in just about anything now. You know, most of these car designers are trying to get away from leather because I guess they're figuring, hey, we might as well keep those cows for beef rather than, you know, shredding them up and putting them in Jaguars. So this has the power lift gate. I'm going to check and see how much the lease is on one of these things. So you got the power lift gate. It's got this massive fucking tunnel right here for this. Oh, you got a full-size spare. Well, I'm really nice. It's nice to see that they have a full-size spare. Does that match the wheel here? Oh, yes, it does. So you got a full-size spare that matches the wheel. That's nice. That's very nice, very nice. 12-volt power outlet. See, that's one thing. I guess maybe that's one of the reasons why a lot of people watch my videos is because when I review a car, it's like I go over the finest details. Like these car reviewers who don't want to talk about the car, but they just want to talk about how it performs on some goddamn track that nobody drives on in real life. They ignore all this stuff. And I notice it because I buy a lot of cars, you know, on a semi-annual basis. The button for the power trunk is here. In my Jeep, the button for the power trunk is here. I kind of feel like I like it here more because it seems to be like easier to get to. But one thing I've noticed is a lot of cars, they make it so that if you kick your foot like under the car, what'll happen is the sensor will sense your foot, and when the sensor senses your foot, it'll close the thing automatically for you. So that's always good too. So let's just push that. So basically all of these luxury car companies, they all have a crossover. Maserati's got a crossover. The Levante. My Levante video did pretty well because I was able to get it out long before the Levante even really launches in America. They're still, it hasn't launched yet. Oh yeah, they have look at that, they have the HVAC on this side right here. That's nice. Okay, I still don't really like the fact that these cars have the, what is it called? The power option so high up. I mean, what happens when it rains? If it rains and you've got to deal with the windows and all that up here, I mean, does that make sense? And Range Rovers seem to be like higher end models of the same cars. And Range Rovers have a lot of their buttons up on the windowsills too. When it rains, I just don't, me personally, I don't really like that. Because, I mean, what happens when it rains? I mean, I don't want my buttons shorting out. I mean, obviously, you'd be worried. It's like, oh, crap. You don't want the stuff to short out. So this is the inside of the F-Pace. This is the inside of the F-Pace. It's a very good-looking car. This is a very, very beautiful, good-looking car. It has a great leather steering wheel feel. That's very, very nice, actually. So what we got up here, we got the typical sunshade and the typical moonroof control. So they put the sunshade on the right, they put the moonroof on that side. This button right here is some type of light button, but it has a wrench on it with a phone, so I'm thinking that has something to do with calling for help when this shit breaks down. SOS is, you know, the same thing, you know. I hope you got AAA because you're going to need it. And then, obviously, the Jaguar dial knob and everything. You got the electronic parking brake, eco mode, sport mode, StabiliTrak off. Why do they always put the stability control near the person on that side? That doesn't make any damn sense to me at all. It doesn't make any sense. The hazard button makes more sense to keep it near the person on this side just in case there's an accident. But I do not understand why they always put the stability control near the passenger. That does not make sense. It never does. And I don't mind saying it because there's nobody who could stop me from saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Just like the XJL, you have the slightly sunken dashboard design that the XJL made popular. This one has the, what is it called? The heads-up display. So that's good. You know, heads-up displays are nice. And that's basically it. This is what it looks like. You know, is it comfortable? Well, I'll tell you right now, Jeep SRT is more comfortable in this car. One of the problems with a lot of these newer cars is, and as you can see by the window line, they try to make the window line shorter in order to make the car look sportier, but what they end up doing is they take away a lot of headroom. But in, you know, a Jeep Grand Cherokee or a Jeep SRT, there's no headroom loss, and that really makes a big difference. You know, so yeah, that's basically it. You know, so now the only thing you'd have to look at is the technology package, what they got as far as technology goes. That's basically it. Nice leather. The Levante seats look a little bit more exciting, I have to say. And that's the tech system right there. Looks good. Looks nice, right? Plastic buttons. Plastic buttons. It doesn't look bad. I mean, the design is nice. The layout is straightforward, easy to understand. I like that. And then you got the I don't want to get music in this, but let's see the. I got to turn that down because I don't want music at all. So here you got climate. Climate outside is pretty hot. Let's see how long it takes to scan it. Okay. This is the new system that they've pretty much put in all the Jaguars. It's much, much easier to use than what came in the 2012 XJLs or the last generation, if you want to say it. This is the radio design. I love that. This is nice, straightforward, very simple to understand, very easy for just about anybody to use. It looks great. Looks fantastic. Home. Tap to connect the phone. Obviously, there's no phone connected. That looks beautiful. Beautiful. Road course. Okay, that's the navigation system. That looks wonderful. I like that. Looks very good. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. There's basically only 4 ways to go. It's touchscreen, unlike Mercedes and BMW, who refuse to give you a touchscreen and make you use all these dial knobs and everything. I don't have a problem with the dial knob. My problem is you got to make it easier to use, and a touchscreen really helps because it's so much quicker. Like, you see how quickly, like if I go here and I want to type in something, I could say, yeah, I need to find a gas station, so where's the gas station? It takes me a second. It's so quick and so fast. I just love it. I just love it. And this also, I like this. This has a camera button. So if you're driving or something, you can check the cameras automatically. This has the parking sensor off, but obviously the car is not on. It's so simple to use. This is what I'm talking about. So simple to use. In fact, I like this design a lot better than what's in the new Lincolns. It's too bad Lincoln didn't use the same design. You got economy data. Look at that. This is beautiful. This is so, oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Average speed, average fuel. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love that. Cameras, okay, in control. You could do some app controls. You have the SD card. HDMI. Look at that. You got an HDMI slot somewhere. I like that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Look at that. That's fantastic. This car is really cool. HDMI. You could plug in your Galaxy phones. Live. Ooh, what's live? Data. Okay, you got to connect the data. Look at that. It's so simple. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Seats. What about my seats? You can do the heated, cooled seats and everything from right here. That's lovely. I like that. I like that. What else you got? Valet mode, so you can keep these sons of bitches from test driving the shit out of your car, and you park it, next thing you know, you come back and there's no gas left, and there's like 25 miles on the car that shouldn't be there. This is really, really nice. I love this design. I love it. Contacts. You can call your mother-in-law. Wish her a happy birthday because you don't normally call her. Look, there's a F-Pace right there. Somebody else got one. I guess everybody's learning how awesome the F-Pace is. This is a very, very nice widescreen. It's nice. It's very beautiful. And it's very simple to use. I love this. I absolutely love this design. It's perfect. Web browser. Holy shit, you can use the internet. Let's see if I can get to YouTube. Let's see. Big truck series. Wow. This is freaking awesome. Come on. Holy crap. This is freaking hot. Alright. Are you going to find it? You going to find it? Come on. Google me. Google me, baby. It takes a while. It's a little bit of a disappointment. It takes a long ass time. Okay, well, let's try it again. Yo, this is awesome. .com. This is awesome. YouTube.com. Come on, let's do it. If I can't watch videos while I'm driving the car, I mean, you don't really expect me to pay attention to the road, do you? Oh, come on. Damn it. I want to do something. Come on, come on. Okay, how about Yahoo? Wait, Google.com. Shit doesn't make no damn sense. Wait, I'm not sure what the extent of this thing's ability to search is. Not exactly sure what the ability of its extent is, but it so far looks good. So if this thing is even a halfway decent web browser, imagine like you're sitting in the car and you got nothing else to do, you're waiting for... Oh my God. I'm thinking maybe the internet's not connected. It's possible that it requires a phone to dial out, or it's possible that the internet's just not connected. But I'm thinking that this is actually a really good thing. It says use the search bar to search the internet, enter a website address, and manage favorite. If this even halfway works, this is just fantastic. Jaguar, I usually don't give major praise, but I have to say this is really, really cool. I like this. I wonder if the other cars have this. If the other cars have this, that's some damn cool stuff you got right there. It's nice and wide too. Look how wide that is. It's a beautiful touchscreen. That is fantastic. This right here is worth the technology package. You know, I'd like to see it actually work, but that's pretty damn cool right there. So back to the steering wheel. You got your voice dialer, your dial out phone button, voice controls, menu buttons, etc., etc. Heated steering wheel right here. Set options. I don't know what that means. It must be like Canada or something. Mode. Okay, it's nice and straightforward. It's a plastic D-pad 4-way. I don't think there's anything for the 8th directions. Looks good. Looks really good. I'm very, very impressed, Jaguar. Your interior looks fantastic. I have to say, I'm very, 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 very impressed here. This looks perfect. It looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And this is the interior lights, lane keeping, and the rear hatch. Now, this is a button that I would not have put here. I would have put that button up here. I mean, what happens if your passenger is in the car? How are they going to have to reach all the way over and they got to touch the rear hatch button? Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense. I think they should have put that button a little closer to the passenger. Wow, that thing slams shut like a vault door. Okay, so basically, that is the first stage. Yeah, I gotta be careful getting out because this thing is low. Jesus, fucking thing is low. It's got a low roof. It's good looking. It's a very good looking car. Very, very good looking, but not as good looking as that Jeep SRT. That thing's a monster. I'll race the shit out of this Jaguar. I beat the hell. Oh, it's got a front camera. Look at that. So that's part of the camera button thing. That Jeep SRT will murder one of these cars. Put this thing up against one of those any day, boy. I'll blow you away on that track. And once I get that track hawk, you're done. You're done. You and the Levante. You're done. This is a dual tone interior. Red and black. I think, yeah, they're saying it's a little small in back. Yeah, this is very, very European sporty-ish. Looks great. I like this red and black. Nice stitching and everything. Oh, it's got the silver on the side. Very, very sporty looking. Looks great. You know how I always talk about why isn't it Cadillac doesn't have more cool equipment in their seats? Well, take a look right here. This has a hidden thigh cushion right there, like, and you use this button to get to it. So when you push that lead out, it's kind of like the Hyundai Azera seat. And that's for your thighs, because apparently some spine doctors said that, yeah, if you give your thighs more support, that it'll help your spine. And then that's when they started adding stuff like this into these cars. Isn't that cool? And I like it because it's hidden. BMW makes it so you can see that it's obviously there, but here it's nice and hidden. That's pretty awesome, right? Comes out, and the this thing unfortunately is still manual. I don't like manuals. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, everything in the seat should be powered, as far as I'm concerned. So when you push up on this, the manual thing, which shouldn't be there, should come up. But this is the lumbar system right here, because these Jaguar seats have like little massagers in the seat and everything. This is a very, very well put together design. And it does lots of little things that would make it a nice daily driver and make you love it. Looks good. Looks really, really good inside. It's a nice interior. A lot of these cars really look alike now, because BMW and Mercedes, they really set the standard and everybody basically copies them. And now you got Bentley making their car, the Bentiaga, and it's a good looking car. It's a nice city cruiser. You don't want your kids in here because they'll spill shit all over the seats. Then you have to leave them in the car while it's hot, let them melt inside. You don't want to do that. And then there's the plastic door panels, little things that they could work on. When you get in some of these high-end cars, it's like you don't see any plastic. You don't hear that, not in the high-end stuff. Yeah. If you don't get the package that gives you the advanced quad zone seats, you only get heated seats in the back, but you don't get all the cool quad zone stuff. So that other F-Pace had all the cool quad zone stuff. This one does not. Why would you make such a really nice special interior and then shortchange the person who's buying it with less equipment? You want as much equipment as you can possibly get. Dealers should be loading these things up. They should be loading it with these options, especially if you're going to order an interior like this. When you have these special interiors, people buy this stuff, they want it all because it helps their resale value. You know, they want it all. I want it all. Okay, so this is a 35T all-wheel drive. 35T all-wheel drive F-Pace. They have the S model too. But, I don't know, I guess I'll take them one at a time. See which one's better. 35T. Brown, well, no, it's kind of like a black interior. It's a little darkish. Now, where's the power lift thing on here? This one has obviously fewer features and whatnot. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. Nice interior, right? Okay. So, it took a little longer to put the chair back there. I gotta figure out where's the power thing on this to get this wheel up and out a little bit more, because it's really strange. I don't see a thing. Maybe it's just me and maybe it's hidden. I don't know. Maybe the thing's hidden. The base model F-Pace is probably going to be the volume seller simply because of the price. But as you can see, this one is visually not as, you know, awesome as the S model. The S model really has all the coolness. And this is a different navigation system display. slightly different. You know, it's got like the main functions, but as you can see, there's two different navigation system models, and this just happens to be, you know, the slightly lower end one. And it's always important to pay attention to the base models as well as the top end models. And the reason why is because, once again, more people are going to probably end up in the base model, or at least something close to base with a couple of options. I mean, mostly nowadays, nav and the panoramic roof are the main things that people add into the cars. But this is what you're looking at. And this is, I'll look at the sticker value on this one. That's a nice place to hide the Jaguar emblem, right? I'll look at the sticker value a little bit later. But basically, in fact, sometimes I talk you through building one of these things on the computer. There's so many different ways to actually do one of these amateur reviews. But would I trade the XJL for this model? Probably not. I'd probably have to go for the S model. Okay, so let's start it up. Okay. All right, let's rev that. Let's rev that Jaggy. Ooh, my goodness. My goodness, that thing sounds a little bit mean there. Ooh, it goes pop, pop. You hear that? It goes pop, pop. That's kind of cool. Okay. So here we go again. I've already pretty much walked you through the navigation system. But, looks pretty good, right? Goes pop, pop! I like that. Interesting exhaust notes. Oh, that's, wow. Naturally, the F-Pace comes with the same Jaguar dial selector that you know from the other Jaguar XF and XJ. Here you have the Eco button, which allows it to go to a lower gear range, and then you also have the Sport button, the Auto Start, Auto Stop button, and the Advancer button to actually go left and right on the Sport mode options on the nav screen.
Married and divorced, they're happy with each other.
So it gets up there, and this is a supercharged story, right?
Yeah, this is, and they make one with 40 more horsepower than this.
That's the S model?
That's the S model.
The difference in price on this one and the S is about
20 grand.
20 grand.
Because the S model comes with everything also. You know, where if I wanted to, I can get this thing probably up to about 67, opting it out with everything. There's more value in the S model if you want that engine, because by doing so, it's getting better and better.
And you know what's so amazing is that still is less than my SRT.
I know.
That thing was 70. That thing was 76.
But just remember how heavy. There's a big weight difference between the
how
steel
much does this weigh? Because my thing's 5,300 pounds.
4,100 pounds.
Wow. Yeah.
That 1,200 pounds is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, aluminum saves a lot. I wish they, because I was thinking about getting a Hellcat Jeep.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They say it's going to be
right?
like the Trackhawk. They say it's going to be like 2 years.
Really? That long? Well, now they're building up demand. They're smart by what they're doing. There's going to be more people that would be interested.
I think they're short on superchargers because they keep putting supercharged. They're going to make a Ram. They're going to make a Jeep. They're putting it in everything. You know, because people are buying it. You know, they don't care about gas prices.
Do you know what kind of supercharger they use?
Well, I think it's. I don't think it's made by Magnuson. I know it's made in house. But it's like a Roots or something. It's like a Roots supercharger. It's not like centrifugal.
The Roots style is the better style of supercharger. Yep. I'm wondering if it's easy. Because I know we use an Eaton supercharger. You know, Eaton makes ours.
Oh, you know what? I think it is Eaton.
Which would make sense because Eaton really went into the heavy to be in bed with the automobile manufacturers. You know, this thing moves when you need it to move.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It has eyes. I can tell you how many people stare at it. It's new. People don't know what it is. Yeah. And you know how many times you see an XJ on the road.
Everything is like a damn... there's making so many crossovers. It's like everything's a crossover now.
Yeah, and that's it. Do you want me to put this into the performance mode so you can feel it? I take the gear selector. Put sport mode is going to make it aggressive. Okay. Now, one more button. Here's obnoxious drive. This is the way that this car boogies. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to catch up to your SRT8 or anything like that, but it goes.
It feels really fast, though.
It is really fast. It's 5 seconds to 6.
Faster than a Prius.
Better be. I don't know what that is in front of us. You never know with those sneaky undercovers.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the little dish on the back of it though. You know, look at the
These guys will drive around in what is it? They'll drive around in like Ford Edges.
anything,
and you just don't even know.
Yeah.
Like that what is that? A Subaru Forester. All of a sudden, next thing you know, he's throwing on his lights.
And he flips these down, and his lights behind it.
It's always nice to be a good driver. In fact, he's probably getting in the middle. He's like, yeah, I'll wait till he'll blow by me, and then I'll catch him.
Usually they have like the in order for it to be a cop now, there's like almost something that looks like a smoke detector that sits on the back trunk because it's their GPS. They have to know where they are at all times. But he was up that guy's butt, and then all of a sudden he moved over.
Always better to err on the side, of course.
Yeah.
Right?
And we're gonna do the turnaround like this guy
Turn in the
is
middle,
doing.
yeah. He probably missed his exit.
Probably. And now the only exit is beach.
Lido Beach, yeah.
Turnaround, for the actual turnaround itself, it's very close to the sign. You can go to the next one. What the heck is he doing?
Does the S model come with bigger brakes?
Yes. And bigger calipers.
Okay. Yeah, because it would almost need it because this thing's pretty quick.
Yeah, to harness the PB to stop the power.
I noticed when I was trying to stop, I was like, yeah, these aren't Brimbos. These aren't Brimbos here.
And Jaguar actually, even when they do performance, when they do performance braking, they don't use Brembo. They use two different companies. They'll use Alcon and they'll use Tevis. And then, you know, Tevis, great brand, so is Alcon. Alcon does it for NASCAR. Tevis does it for a lot of any really racing application.
This shit is fucking nice. This thing, I guess maybe it's the lightweight.
It's amazing.
This thing is fast.
That's why.
This is how many horsepower?
This is 340.
Wow. Yeah, it must be the weight.
Everything is in horsepower. Gearing has a lot to do with it. Weight has a tremendous amount to do with it. I remember when they came out with those SRTs, they first came out with them.
They only had a 5-speed.
And it had the center exhaust.
Yeah, and then you couldn't tow.
Couldn't tow anything, you know?
Some people complain, some people like, yeah, whatever, I can get away with towing. Most people don't tow with those things.
No, that's really not meant to tow.
You almost never see a Grand Cherokee towing. You almost never see it.
Yeah, I really haven't, to be honest.
You don't see it.
And now you don't really see, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm looking for them now, I don't ever really see Grand Cherokee tow anything.
You don't. You really don't. I think mostly the people who buy those, they just buy them as like an entry luxury car because they don't want a Mercedes. And the parts are less, they're more affordable.
You know what? But it's a great truck. It's a great truck.
No, it's a fantastic truck. It's huge. You go down south, you just lean back in the back and you just go to sleep.
Yeah, that's nice. Now they're having a big class action lawsuit because of the gear selector.
Yeah, and you know what? Well, see, I'm getting a lot of people complaining when I mention that because that guy Anton Yelchin, he really did screw up.
He had to have.
He got out of the thing.
Why would he get behind the car?
I can't even tell you.
You know, there's no logical.
But you know what? They changed the gear selector now, so now it's like it's like it always should have been.
Slotted, right?
Yeah, it just goes pop. I mean, it's no problem now. Now it's all good.
This is a sharp turn. This is a fun turn.
Oh. Yeah, but he screwed up because of all the people, there was a couple of injuries, but he managed to kill himself.
Yeah, I am.
You know, and it's I feel bad saying that, but
and especially a high-profile person like that.
But I have it, and I'm not dead yet. So the thing about it is,
and there's also
common sense.
There's also 2 million other people that have it and that are not dead.
Millions of other people. Yeah. That's like the best-selling product.
Absolutely. I relax.
Go out of sport, then okay. Yeah, I had that same issue because I don't use my paddle shifters. Is there a way to turn the paddle shifters off? Like
well, so if let's say if I engage the paddle,
you have to hold
I just
plus.
touch it?
Right.
Yeah, just clench the plus.
Right.
Just squeeze it for 5 seconds.
But I mean, is there a way to lock it out entirely?
To completely disengage it, I can disengage it from regular drive.
Okay.
So that it would only be, so if you touched it in regular drive, it wouldn't engage.
Okay, so it doesn't turn on till you go to S.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Red lights always there for you.
Yeah, and camera.